Segment 2, Gold and Black Live. Ray Davis joins Brian Newbert and myself. And are you excited that about 40 minutes from now you're going to be on the court? And we still can't figure out whether it is the first day of practice, but it's really, do you feel like it's taking another step up today in terms of intensity, or has it really been that way since you've been here once school started?
I think we've been pretty intense all fall and all summer, but I think today is just knowing that it's the first official practice and knowing that we're going to be going at it for 3 hours and competing. I think everybody's pretty amped up for it right now. And I know in the first couple team workouts there's more learning and things like that, so I feel like today will be really amped up and really competitive.
I'm going to ask you this question for the 4th time since the end of last season, but why is this year's team going to be different? You feel like?
I feel like this team will be different this year because it's more of a sense of awareness for everybody. I think everybody genuinely cares about each other, and I feel as though as we come together more as a family, it'll help the team's culture and it'll help us our unification on the court. And I know we talked about it a lot when the Navy SEALs came and trained with us. 1 is none, and 2 is 1. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I think everybody's looking out for the guy next to them and trying to push the guy next to them to be their very best. And that's something we haven't really had these last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. You know, we had a question from personal and team goals and maybe what you choose to share on those. But you know, you're now not only a leader by how much court time you've had, but also expected to lead this basketball team. What do you set out for yourself and for your team? And what's realistic, or are you going for it all?
I feel like we have the team right now. We have the pieces and the personalities and the work ethic to go for it all. I feel like we can hang another banner in Mackey Arena and we can win the Big Ten championship, win the tournament championship, and make a push in the NCAA championship. So I feel as the team goes, they're pretty high, but I feel as though if we set our mind to it and take it one step at a time and never look back, that we can get there through hard work and dedication.
One other question about this is a bit more, do you ever go inside against Isaac when in practice?
I've had to guard Isaac for a whole open gym.
Yeah.
I know in the summer, a couple times this summer, AJ had a tutor, so I would have to check him the whole time, and he ain't really like me guarding him.
And why not?
Because I wouldn't let him get the ball past his shoulders. So he wasn't really used to somebody beating him up like that. So, and I wasn't giving him any foul calls or anything like that.
Yeah, I bet you weren't.
I think you told me last week there's kind of a motto now: no negative words. Is that?
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is just a more positive,
it's
nurturing, for lack of a better term, kind of environment?
Yeah, it's a more positive locker room right now, and I know from experience in the last previous years, somebody would say something negative before practice in the locker room, rather it be they don't want to practice or they're tired or they're sick or something like that. They kind of just bring the energy down for the whole team. So now everybody comes in the locker room with a positive mind, positive words, and it just makes the day go by smoother and makes it more enjoyable to be around each other.
You study, since you are one of the leaders of this team, have you looked into guys that you, not just basketball players, but other guys that you might want to emulate or try to be like that are great leaders, whether it be political figures or teachers or whatever? Who do you try to model yourself after? Or your parents or whatever?
Yeah, I model myself after my parents and my siblings, and just knowing how hard they work and how they both have jobs where they have to lead people, have to lead by example, also lead with their voice. So I know, and my dad has a company that he has to run, he has to direct different people. Then my brother being a barber, he has to kind of run his own business. So just looking at them, asking them for advice, and also coming to Coach Painter because he's an overall leader. So just words of wisdom from anywhere I can get them.
But when you talked about, and when Brian and I coached about leading by example and staying positive, is there still one thing that you say, I know I have to do this every day from a leadership standpoint to move us forward? I mean, would there be any particular thing there?
I just think getting guys motivated and getting guys ready and make sure everybody's focused for the day. So once you step in between these lines, it's all business. So get all the jokes out in the locker room and things like that, because once you step on the court, we're going at each other. So just keeping everybody focused and mentally ready, I think that's the biggest thing for me.
You've either been playing for Purdue or verbally committed to Purdue for like 15, 16 years now. You knew what this program was all about. When they told you you were going to play zone this year, or you might play zone this year, what went through your head?
I didn't believe it at all. For the first, I know one of the guys asked me about it probably about 3 weeks before we put it in. So
that would be me.
I didn't believe it. I didn't even think about it after it. So I was in denial all the way. Yeah, Etwan came back, I think, in the summer, and we might have said something about it. It threw him off. It threw him for a loop. So then the day we put it in, that was the day Coach Painter said we was gonna run the zone. That's the day I believed it. So it just threw me off guard watching all the teams. But I feel like we have a good team for it. I feel like we had the length and athleticism for it too.
You feel like a good fit? I mean, you feel comfortable so far? Obviously, you're in the infant stages here of implementing it, but does it feel like something that, suits you guys well and
Yeah, I feel
comfortable
like,
with?
Yeah, I feel like our guys right now, we're good with it right now, learning it, because I feel like our back line on the back of the zone is so long, and I feel like we have a lot of vocal people back there that can talk to the guards up top. So I feel like we're long enough for it. We're definitely athletic enough for it to get out, get deflections, get steals, and contest shots and rebound out of it.
Question from Boiler Up: who wins in the game of horse on this team? I mean, when you play that? If guys your age even still play that game, I'm not sure. But I mean, who wins the shooting contest typically on this team?
Horse. I have to get Horse to AJ. AJ, he could throw up some shots that
Really?
you wouldn't even believe he would make. But before AJ, I know DJ and Drew Anthrop used to. It was them two. They make some trick shots that you wouldn't believe. So I think AJ kind of took the throne for them.
Yeah, it would surprise some people, but I've heard that before. Go ahead.
Keep an eye there on Dakota. That dude makes all sorts of jumpers, can do it off 1 foot, just crazy stuff. Anyway, just can you describe the freshmen to us? It seems like there's a common denominator there with them in terms of their personalities, and have they been pretty pleasant to be around?
Yeah, I think all 5 freshmen are a joy to be around. I have them over at my house all the time, just hanging out, talking, and things like that. The thing that shocks me the most is how intelligent they are, especially I never realized how old I was when Isaac turned 19 yesterday. So how young they are, how intelligent they are, and how well they know the game and the passion they have for it. And I feel like they want to be better. They just came to help Purdue win. And I feel like that's the biggest thing to me. But each guy brings something specific that they're really good at, and it just adds to our team, it adds to our team value.
You obviously go way back with A.J. Hammond. Do you feel like he's in a place now where he's going to influence the outcome of every game he plays in?
Yeah, I feel like this has been a real good summer for A.J., rather it be on the court and academically. I feel as though he's been working really hard and focusing on both. He's in a good spot right now. I feel as though it's the best shape anybody's ever seen him in. It's the most focused anybody ever seen him in. So I feel like every game this year he'll be able to step out and put his force on the game, because I know in practice he's going to be getting beat up by Isaac and things like that. So it's going to make him ready for the game, and going out in the game, he's going to be playing against a 6'10" defender instead of a 7'2" defender. I'll make it all the better for him.
What's your message? You were sitting on Katie Court, and this is an empty Mackey Arena. It won't be when you play. Very strong fan base here, very passionate about Purdue basketball. Looking forward, though, what's your message to the fans that you're going to try to say, we will be different this year because?
We'll play hard every possession. And we'll play hard, we'll care, and we'll fight to the very end, whether we're up 20 or down 10. We're going to fight and keep fighting. I know we had this thing that we say, you never have to fight. No matter, we may be down 10 with 2 minutes to go. But until that last horn rings, we never have to fight. So I feel as though this year, this team, we're going to fight to the very end. We're going to give it all we got every time we step on the court. And that might be something the fans appreciate.
We've asked you about a lot of other guys here. How about yourself? What do you see your role being on this team, and how are you a better player?
I feel I'm a better player all around, rather being quicker on defense and being more athletic than offensively, just slowing my game down, being able to pick and choose. And I feel as though my jumper has gotten 10 times better from last year, and just being able to make shots on the move and off the dribble and being able to get to the basket. That's what I've been known for, being able to get to the basket. But just mixing my game up and keeping the defense off on the heels, really. So, and I feel like my passing has gotten a lot better with decision making and things like that. So I feel like being able to play off of these guys is a whole different team. So it makes you have to work on your game, but it also opens up your game.
Is there one thing above all others you feel like you need to bring to this team, whether it be leadership, scoring, something more basketball specific, or how you prioritize what you feel your contributions need to be?
I really just want to focus on just doing whatever I have to do for the team to win. If that means getting the guys face in the game, telling them what to do the right way, or if it means going out there and trying to score points as the best of my ability, or it means guarding the best player on the other team. I just want to bring another banner to Purdue and get as many wins as possible.
Question from Rick: Do players on this team pay attention to preseason predictions? And does that matter to you one way or the other, or do you even know what people are predicting for Purdue this year?
Personally, I don't even know. I don't think nobody in Akron knows. I know we finished last in the Big Ten last year, so nobody can be predicting as high. So we don't really focus on it. All we worry about is going out and winning the day. Coach always talks about it. Wake up, make your bed, say what you're gonna do for that day, and go out and win the day. So that's what we've been focused on. I feel like this fall has been a real good fall for us to win each day.
This is kind of a really interesting time for you guys. You talked about preseason predictions. Well, people making predictions can't possibly know anything because you have 5 guys who you're going to count on to really help you, who nobody's seen play. I mean, do you kind of look at this right now as a really interesting time to kind of see what you're going to be all about this year? I mean, you go into the year as such an unknown commodity, it seems like.
Yeah, I feel as though nobody really knows what we have. Nobody knows what work we put in this summer. And with our 5 freshmen, nobody knows how good they are together. So I feel like each guy, each returner has worked on a game and added a piece of the game that no one knows about. And each new guy, people may have seen highlights and things of that sort, but they worked on the game and no one knows the piece they bring to the team. So I feel as though we all bring something special to the team, and no outside of us can really predict what we're going to do because we haven't even seen what we're going to do. It's our first practice, so I feel as though we surprised a lot of people this year, and we might surprise ourselves.
You know, Matt Painter, who I had on in segment 1, even though you're a leader on this team and somebody that's expected to do it, what are things that he has stressed to you that he wants you to do more than anything, not only on the court but off the court? Obviously, leadership's one of those things, but what phases of the game did he want you to really improve in this year?
He wanted me to improve my overall game, whether it be locking up on defense or he also wanted me to improve my offensive game, making an open shot, making a free throw, making the right decision. So he wants me to get back comfortable and be confident in my game as though I was the leading scorer in the Big Ten last year. So he wants me to play to my strengths and play confident. And he knows what I can do. I know what I can do. So it's just time for my work to get the benefits that I put into it.
I mean, you have a scorer's mentality. At least you did. I mean, in high school, you put up big numbers. You kind of never lose that, do you? But when you get into college basketball and the level goes up, is that something you have to reintroduce to yourself, or is that something that's always a part of you?
No, that's always going to be a part of me. I know last year I struggled at the beginning of the season. That I was going through more off-the-court issues, and I wasn't really focused. But I feel as though this was a good summer for me working on my game, and I feel as though my scorer's mentality never left, even though people may forgot about it or never really paid attention to it. I feel like I can be a good scorer in this league and have a good role.
I can't remember the game we had in high school. I get 49 points or something like that. It's like every clip.
It was one of the games you played against Bryson where I think you might have had 50 something and he had like 39 or something ridiculous like that.
It's in our Hall of Fame, I think.
Speaking of scoring, you guys obviously haven't shot foul shots the way you would have liked the last 2 years. Was that an off-season emphasis, or is that something the overhaul of your roster potentially, takes a chunk out of? Chris, your outstanding sports information director, tweeted something earlier about the guys coming back shoot 70-something%. The guys who aren't coming back shot like 60-something%. I mean, you feel like this is a better foul shooting team?
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like we have a better foul shooting team because a lot of people work on their free throws. So I think I shot a good percentage in the Big Ten last year. I know Kendall did, and I know Bryson shot a good percentage, and AJ. So I feel as though, and I know the freshmen are going to shoot a good percentage. They are good players, and they are focused on their game and mentally ready. So foul shooting is big. I think we could have won a lot more games last year if we would have shot maybe 5% better from the free throw line overall. So I feel like it's just leaving points out there on the board that we should have and leave possessions out there that we should have. So I feel like this team will be a good free throw shooting team, and everybody works on it every day. So I feel like the work should come out, the work will come out that everybody put into it.
Yeah, one thing is, Matt Painter, I mean, and you talk about it all being business when you get between the black lines on the court. What makes this fun, though? What makes this a lot of fun to be a student athlete at this level in college basketball?
I think it's the environment. It's being at Purdue, being at a historic winning university, having a lot of banners hanging around us. So we're in practice, maybe you doze off and look up in the rafters and maybe see a butterfly or something like that. You're gonna see all the banners hanging up, whether it be women's or men's. So just knowing that's what we're playing for, and knowing that we're out there fighting with our brothers and things of that sort, just makes everything more fun for you. Because if you see one of your brothers diving on the floor, getting a loose ball, helping your team, I feel as though that brings great energy to the whole gym, not just to the players, but to the coaches, to support staff, and to the managers. It just makes everybody's practice go a lot smoother.
Time for one more, Brian. Go
Who are
ahead.
you most looking forward to playing against this year?
IU. I feel as though I always look forward to playing against IU, so that's going to be a good game for us. I know since my brother and sister graduated from IU, I feel like it's always a family rivalry. Then I also want to play Wisconsin. Looking forward to that game as well. So I know they're going to be ranked maybe top 5 in the nation. And a lot of guys are going to count us out. So I feel like going into that, it's going to be a good game.
And of course, going to Maui.
Oh yeah, going to Maui would be great. Yeah, that'd be a good time.
You surfed before?
No, I can't swim.
Stay out of that water.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's gorgeous. You'll love it though, and that will be a very competitive tournament as well.
Yeah, it will.
Ray Davis joins us, and we thank you so much for taking the time. And you now can get yourself mentally ready for that first practice, so to speak. And we wish you well this year. And look forward to talking to you down
Thank
the
you.
road.
Appreciate
Thanks so
it.
much.
Thanks, all right, Phil.
All right, we will be back in 2 minutes. Bring in Kyle Charters, and we'll talk about a sport called football as the Boilermakers take on Illinois tomorrow in Memorial Stadium. And we'll let Ray get off to practice, and we want you to stay put for the final segment of Gold and Black Live.